You about to go off. Somebody coming in the gate. Hey, y'all. It's me. Back with another video. And Gizmo going off. Gizmo. Come here, child. It's your little bad self. Okay. I don't know why I'm cutting the top of my head off. For those of you that don't know, a guy called Aretha home today. Lord, I don't know why this death hit me so hard. For one, I think it's because my mother loved Aretha Franklin. She loved her music. I think my mom had saw her dad preach a few times. And I didn't know that Aretha had a connection to the Bay Area here in Oakland. She used to perform at the clubs on 7th Street and that's a huge connection because that's actually where my dad was killed, on 7th Street in West Oakland, where all the clubs and the thugs and, you know, all the crazy people used to hang out. But anyway, I didn't even know that at the West Oakland BART station there is a plaque out there with her name on it, along with 10 other, I guess, Bay Area musicians who performed during the same time that Aretha did. I mean, a lot of musicians and stuff come out of Oakland. I know that Aretha didn't, but she did have ties here to the Bay Area. Like, her death hit me so hard, I guess because of my mom. Like, certain things that will happen, and it just reminds me so much of my mother. And that put me in a funk for real. Like, I don't know. Death is just one of those strange things that you be feeling real good, and then bam, it'll happen, and you know, it just kind of takes you out of sorts. Like, I never saw her in concert or, you know, or anything, but I loved her music. So, I mean, you know it's coming. You know, she was sick. People was praying for her. She had cancer. We knew she was dying because they were saying that, you know, she was on her deathbed and in hospice and all of that. So you knew that it was coming. But when it actually happened, and it was the same way with my mother. My mother passed away. She had stomach cancer. I knew my mother was getting ready to go because it had got real bad. Like, she wasn't eating, and they had stopped feeding her through the feeding tube because, you know, she was just swelling up or whatever. So cancer is like I hate it. I just hate it so much because it just takes the lives of so many people. Because 76 is really not old, you know. She could have still been singing. Like, her voice, it was just something about her voice. Honey, when she was singing them gospel songs, the hairs on my arms would just stand up. Because my roots are Baptist, you know. I love them old Dr. Watts hymns and just all of the songs that we used to sing in church when I was young. I love that part of me. I really do. Even though, you know, I'm on a different path now, I can still hear those songs and still feel that she had one of those type of voices that you felt. Like, when she would sing a gospel song, you know she knew the Lord. I mean, her voice was just so beautiful. And to just see the outpouring of love. I mean, I think one of my favorite times of hers was when she sang at the inauguration. Because, you know, you already proud of Obama, that, you know, he did that, and then she got up there and just blew the song. Oh, I was just proud to be black. Do you hear me? Oh, Aretha. Skinny Aretha. I like skinny Aretha. Not skinny, sick Aretha. But when she was young, you know, she was small. But big Aretha could sing too, honey. She just had one of those beautiful voices. You know, that has always been one thing that I wish God had blessed me with. I wanted to sing, and I wanted to be able to draw. I can't do neither one of those. Neither one. Singing ain't my thing. Y'all let people sing that can sing. And I'm not really that, I can't draw. Like, I love art. I can produce art, but I can't draw. Like, I've always wanted to draw and just be able to free paint, you know, not sketch, just be able to be creative. But that's not my gift. You know, like when I was young, my mother always instilled in me to work on the gift that God gave you, and you can see through her work that she knew her gift was singing, and she did it, and she did a great job of it. I know when she closed her eyes, even though they said she didn't want to go, she wasn't ready, but I know when she closed her eyes, she had to say, I have impacted so many people in my life with my gift. You can't be anything but happy. You know, to wish someone to continue to live when they have cancer is selfish. When my mother got her cancer diagnosis, I knew her. I knew she did not want to fight that. I knew she didn't. I did not let them, because she had already signed her do not resuscitate, and I had signed it and stuff. I knew she didn't want no chemo. She didn't want anything. She was 93 years old. What 93-year-old body can withstand chemo? Chemo is enough to kill you. You know, if the disease don't kill you, the chemo will at that age. And so when it got bad, my prayer was, come on, Jesus. You know, I'm believing in you, and I want you to come take her before she suffered. You don't want to see your loved ones just melt away and dwindle away and suffer in this sickness. You know, you want them to be able to transition, you know, and it's just so beautiful that, why didn't I turn this TV down? It's so beautiful that she knew what her calling was. Like, I know what my calling is. My calling has always been speaking. My calling is healing and talking and preaching. It always has been. For the people that don't know me, I am a Baptist preacher. Like, I'm an ordained minister. I was preaching before I started having problems with my throat. For those of you that don't know, see, that's the thing. You get on here and you talk a bunch of mess that you don't know nothing about. I had to have surgery on my vocal cords. That stopped me from preaching. That ended my preaching career, because I had already strained my vocal cords preaching. And then when I developed that polyp and they had to go in, well, I had a goiter on my thyroid. So they went in and took that out, and I kept preaching after that. And they had already told me that it was a scar on my vocal cord from the surgery. So I was like, okay, well, you know, God is going to deliver me from this. And I kept preaching, and the scar just continued and turned into a polyp. And then I was scared to have it removed, because they kept saying that, you know, we don't know how bad it is. When we take it off, your voice can either be better or it can be worse. And I put the surgery off for years because I just didn't want to do it. If you go back to some of my other videos, you will see how bad my voice was then compared to what it is now. I still have fluctuations of tone now, but that is something that I can't control. I'm just blessed to still be talking, because they did have to go in, and there was more than one polyp. There was one polyp, and then there was another one behind it, both laying on my vocal cords. So my vocal cords would not close like they're supposed to. When you speak, your vocal cords are supposed to close all the way, and mine did not do that. So they removed the polyp, and they did say sometimes they come back. And who knows? I haven't been checked since January, and I have noticed the fluctuation in tone, so I might just go back in and let her see, you know, did scar tissue, because scar tissue can develop in that area, but you're not going back in my throat no more. That's the end of that. But that messed up my preaching, you know, when I got a second opinion, talked to more than one doctor, and they said, yeah, if you go back to preaching and teaching, I was teaching, I was running groups for people who had addiction all day, and then I would leave there. I would go to church. I would run a Bible study group, and Wednesday nights sometimes I would preach. Sometimes on Sundays I would preach, and that's just too much of a strain on my voice. So part of my calling, I had to lay down. And I think that's why I enjoy making these videos, because, you know, it gives me a chance to talk. I'm one of those kind of people. I've never been afraid to do speeches. I've done a lot of, you know, speaking engagements. Even as a child, I wasn't, you know, scared to speak or whatever in front of people. That's just my thing. And Aretha, she was the same way. She started singing when she was really young. So that's her gift. We are going to miss her. Do you hear me? The queen and went on, the Lord and called her home. And I just wanted to honor her today. Because see, tomorrow we getting turned up. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. So we going to be turned up tomorrow. Do you hear me? No, we're not. I'm not doing nothing until Saturday because my husband has to work tomorrow, so I think my granddaughter is coming. So we'll get turned up Saturday. But that's it. Aretha's gone. Rest in peace, Aretha. She left us with a whole lot of memories and a whole lot of beautiful music. I'm gone. I'm hungry. I just woke up, took me a little nap, and I'm finna go fix me something to eat, and I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.